Hi, today I'll be showing you how to configure DNS server on Windows 2K8. So generally we use the DNS server to resolve the name into IP or IP into name. So it means that when you want to access to a computer or any web server, for example, let's take the example of the Google website. For example, you want to access to google.com, so you type in the address bar www.google.com. so you don't need to remember the IP address of that server, but with the help of the DNS, the name that you type in the address bar will be sent to the DNS server, and that name will be resolved to find the appropriate IP and to get your connection to it. So for this demo, we'll be using two Windows 2K8 server, one for my web server and the second one for my DNS. So I've choose one web server with the orange background color to make the difference, and this one will be used for my DNS server. So we'll be starting by assigning a static IP address. So we'll use mgmt.cpl, and here go to property, TCP IP4. So we'll be working on the class A IP address, private IP 10.0.0.1 for my DNS, basic subnet mask, and the default gateway you can leave it blank since we don't require any connection to internet. It's a local network. And the preferred DNS server, since our local machine is also our DNS server, we'll use the same IP for the preferred DNS server. So we'll be using 10.0.0.1. that's all. And then now our IP has been assigned, we can install now the role. Go into server manager, click on role, add role, click on next, and then here you have to select the DNS server. Just tick in the option box, click on next. Introduction to DNS server, it will describe the use of the DNS server and what need to be install the DNS server. So we'll just install the role, and it doesn't take too much time. Now the installation has succeeded. We can close this window. As you can see here, nothing has been configured. So let's go to start run DNS mgmt .msc. Here you will access to the DNS manager. Here you can configure the forward lookup zone or reverse lookup zone, but since we don't have the IP address of the web server, this step we have to skip it for a moment. So let's come here into the web server. So for the web server is not our actual tutorial, but we need it in order to explain the working of the DNS server. So let's start the server manager. Here we'll install the web server role, click on role, and then it will take a while to collect the data. You click on add roles, same thing, you click on next, and here for Windows 2008 your web server will be IIS 7. So we'll be just clicking on web server and install all the required feature. You click on add required feature over here and click on next. It's pretty simple, but just need to be careful about the feature to take. Since it's only a basic configuration, you don't need to select any other feature here. Just click on next and install. That's all. Here, as you can see, the installation is over. We'll close this window, close it, and now we'll assign same thing. We'll assign a static IP, so that will be easy to find the web server and give his fully qualified name to the DNS. You make start run ncpa.cpl, right click, properties, untick IPv6 as we don't need, IPv4 properties. Use the following IP address. We'll use 10.0.0. Let's take 10. Default gateway, and we'll use the following DNS server: 10.0.0.1. It was okay. Here, okay, that's all. Close it. And that's all. Here we'll test the web server with our default web page. Here we have 10.0.0.10. As you can see here, the default IIS 7 web page is there. So as soon as we receive this page on the web browser, it means that the web server is well configured. So let's go back now to the DNS server. Here we have configured the DNS, we have installed the DNS role, and then we need to configure it. Let's go to forward lookup zone. Here we'll add a new zone, so let's right click, new zone, the welcome window. Next we'll install a primary zone, so let's go further. Here the zone name will be we'll choose any name, like we'll take a simple name like example.com, example.com, zone name. Next, it will create a new file with this file name. Next, do not allow dynamic updates, so we'll be making this update manually. Let's finish. So as you can see, now a new zone has been created. Now we'll create a new host record. You right click on you expand forward lookup zone. Example.com is here. Right click, new host, a records. So here the name used, parent domain, no, so we'll be typing www over here. So it means that when we'll type www.google.com, the DNS will choose the corresponding IP address, and then will be connected to it. That's all. Add host. You click on OK. It's done. So now our DNS server has been configured. We'll now switch to the client side now. So let's assume that we have a Windows 7 client over here, and we want to access to the website www.example.com. So we'll just assign the IP address, static IP address also, in the 10 dot range, and cpa.cpl, and then properties, same steps, IPv4. So let's take now 10 let's take the IP address 10.0.0.5 as the client, the default gateway, let's leave it blank, and the DNS server here will try once by setting this setting blank, and we'll see the output here. www.example.com. Right here you see nothing. Now we'll assign the IP address. This is because we haven't assigned we haven't set the DNS server IP address. So we'll now set the IP and then see what happened. See now over here, right click, properties, and then we'll assign now the DNS server IP address 10.0.0.1. The default gateway, we don't require any access to internet, so no need to configure the default gateway. Is only we are working only in local network. Close. Okay, that's all. So now let's try www.example.com. As you can see, bingo, it comes. So here we can access the web server. Hope you learn a little bit from my tutorial. Thanks for watching.